afternoon, I'm Mai Rodriguez. Today on Newsfeed at noon, Vice President Sara Duterte again fails to appear at an NBI hearing into her death threats against the first couple and House Speaker Martin Romualdez. President Bongbong Marcos hands out presidential awards for outstanding Filipinos and organizations overseas. Britain's King Charles honors fallen public servants with the first Elizabeth emblems. And get to know who made it to the shortlist for Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Thanks for joining us. Vice President Sara Duterte fails to appear before the National Bureau of Investigation yet again. This is in connection with her death threats against the first couple and House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Hannah T joins us now for the details from Manila. Hannah, what can you tell us?
My Vice President Sara Duterte's failure to appear before the NBI will not stop the probe into grave threat allegations against her. Despite being subpoenaed twice by the agency, VP Sara sent her legal counsel to deliver a letter today to NBI Director Jaime Santiago. Santiago said they followed due process and extended courtesy to the Vice President. Despite this, she chose not to appear. In the letter, the VP's legal counsel denied the allegations that she threatened the first couple and the House Speaker. The letter was signed by the Vice President, but the NBI said this is not a sworn statement or a counter affidavit. The letter also questioned the NBI's impartiality, citing its ties to the executive branch. However, Santiago assured the public that the investigation is fair and objective. The NBI said her non-appearance limits their ability to investigate the threats she claimed to have received. No details or proof of these threats were provided. The panel is now consolidating evidence, including VP Sara's November 23 press conference and testimonies from subpoenaed individuals, which include journalists. They plan to submit their findings to the DOJ by early January. Santiago added that the NBI will no longer set a new date for her to appear. However, they remain open to further clarifications from her side. VP Sara did not appear before the NBI today for a Thanksgiving event in her office. Mai?
Hannah, what could be the impact of the Vice President's failure to appear in the NBI's investigation?
According to the NBI, if the reason for her non-appearance today is about a Thanksgiving party in her office, it is not justified. NBI Director Jaime Santiago said this could affect the outcome of the investigation without her clarification or explanation regarding her inflammatory remarks. The result may not favor the Vice President. Back to you, Mai.
Thank you for that report, Hannah T. The proposed national budget for 2025 hurdles the Bicameral Conference Committee. On its second session Wednesday, the BICAM approved the 6.35 trillion peso spending bill without touching the version submitted by the Senate. Senate leaders described next year's budget as pro-people, while House leaders vowed there won't be any fund misuse. Malacanang says the budget continues to prioritize social services, with education getting the biggest chunk at more than 977 billion pesos. On to the impacts of the rumbling Mount Canlaon in Negros Island. Drone footage released by the Philippine Red Cross showed homes, roads, and buildings in Negros Occidental covered in ash. FIVOX raised the volcano to alert level 3 Monday, meaning there's an increased risk of lava flows and hazardous eruption within weeks. Security forces on alert as Canlaon volcano shows increased activity. Francis Falve joins us for more details. Go ahead, Francis.
Yes, Mai, the number of volcanic earthquakes monitored today rose to 31 from the previous average of 19 to 20 in the past days. According to FIVOX Director Dr. Teresito Bacolcol, sulfur dioxide emissions also increased, now measuring 4,121 per gauge. This is higher than the recorded levels on December 9 when Mount Canlaon last erupted. Dr. Bacolcol added that this slight increase was somewhat expected, as the volcano's vent might have been clogged before the eruption. If the volcanic activity continues, there is a possibility of a more hazardous eruption. PBOX is closely monitoring parameters to decide whether to raise or lower the volcano's alert level. The Office of Civil Defense is also prepared for any developments in Canlaon's behavior. The AFP Visayas Command and the PNP remains on red alert for immediate assistance to those in need and to support the LGUs currently handling forced evacuations within the 6-kilometer danger zone radius around the volcano's base. The OCD has also, already sent initial aid and food packs to approximately 54,000 residents affected by the eruption. There will be a media briefing here at the OCD RAIN about other Mount Canlaon updates and the government's response later this afternoon. Mai?
Thank you for that update, Francis Falve. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu taking the stand for the first time in a long-running corruption trial. Netanyahu testified for about 4 hours Tuesday. He will be in the courtroom 3 times a week as he faces bribery, fraud, and breach of trust charges. Netanyahu was indicted in 2019 in 3 cases for allegedly giving regulatory favors for media tycoons in return for favorable coverage. He denies any wrongdoing, claiming he was being hounded for his hawkish policies. The suspect in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson seeking to fight his extradition to New York, Luigi Mangione, arrived at a courthouse in Pennsylvania Tuesday under heavy police escort. He was arrested Monday after a 5-day manhunt. Mangione was denied bail for the second time. Contesting extradition could keep Mangione in Pennsylvania for weeks. Investigators are trying to retrace his movements in an effort to determine if he had any help before and after Thompson's fatal shooting in New York.
We're going to do what's necessary to get the governor's warrant, and we're working, with the New York City Police Department and Manhattan DA's office, and we're going to get the defendant up there so they can prosecute him on their charges.
In other news, Britain's King Charles has presented the first Elizabeth emblems during a ceremony at Windsor Castle. The awards were given to the families of public servants, such as police and firefighters who passed in the line of duty. The honors are a civilian equivalent of the Elizabeth Cross, which recognizes members of the armed forces who have died in action. The design of the award includes a rosemary wreath, which is a traditional symbol of remembrance, and the inscription, "For a life given in service." Turning now to the Nobel ceremony, laureates were celebrated in a glitzy banquet in Sweden. The event at the Stockholm Concert Hall was attended by Swedish royals. Over in Oslo, a torchlight parade honored this year's Nobel Peace Prize winner, the group of atomic bomb survivors, Nihon Hidankyo.
I am overwhelmed. I'm ecstatic. We're here to support Nihon Hidankyo. We're here to support the Hibakusha. And we are here to end nuclear weapons. And I feel so empowered with all of these people who share this hope, who share this passion. We know we can do it. We are going to carry this torch for them.
Up ahead, General Motors pulling the plug on its robo-taxi business. That and more when Newsfeed at Noon returns. Stay with us.
Good evening, I'm Pinky Webb. Tonight we ask the questions, what does the investigation cover? We tackle the issues.
The president's immunity from suit is absolute.
We clarify matters and we get on point.
Watch his press con. Sinabi niya na ayaw niya ng kudeta.
What is questionable about the AR, sir? The Vice President keeps insisting walang active threat kung hindi ako mamamatay.
Tignan na lang natin, mahirap pang pangunahan eh.
Pinky Webb, on point. Magandang araw, Pilipinas!
Sa bawat issue may iba't ibang anggulo.
Sa bawat storya may iba't ibang kwento.
Himayin natin ang bawat sulok at bawat kanto mula sa iba't ibang perspektibo na madaling maintindihan ng karaniwang mamamayan.
Every Saturday lang kami dadat to 11:30 a.m. Kaya huwag kayong papahuli mga kabayan. Manatiling may pakialam sa mga issue sa ating bansa kaya samahan niyo kami. Dito lang sa Cuatro Cantos!
Good morning, everyone! Wait for the
Join Paulo Del Rosario.
Cannot wait to celebrate Christmas with all of you.
And Asis Carrillo.
Choose joy, spread kindness, and pack your own sunshine.
And Monique Tuzon.
We hope you all have a great day ahead. Let's get the high energy started to make this hump day unforgettable. Only here on It's a Beautiful Day!
Deposits, and we've grown that 7x from January when we acquired the bank. And we're seeing customers saving a lot more, and we're helping them because we provide one of the highest time deposit rates at 8.88%. And that's encouraging people to put money in the bank because they're really getting back a significant return for that. So we're encouraging savings of our existing customers and also driving new customers to consider us.
You're back in Newsfeed at noon. President Bongbong Marcos honors outstanding overseas Filipinos and organizations at an awarding ceremony in Malacanang this morning. Pierre Pastor was there and she joins us now for the details. Pierre, how many awardees were recognized today?
Mai, we have 13 awardees this year. The Presidential Award for Filipino Individuals and Organizations Overseas, or PAFIOO, recognizes outstanding achievements, humanitarian efforts, and significant contributions by overseas Filipino workers.
All right, we'll try to get Pierre Pastor back on the line. Stay with us. Foreign direct investment inflows fall to their lowest level in 4 years. Net inflows in September dropped 36% year-on-year to $368 million. Month-on-month, inflows fell even further, down 55% from $815 million in August. Central Bank attributes the drop to a significant decline in non-resident investors' net investments in debt instruments. The World Bank cuts its growth forecast for the Philippines this year. It now expects the economy to expand 5.9% from its previous estimate of 6%. The World Bank cites the impact of recent storms, which also resulted in lower than expected growth for the third quarter. It also warns of risks from trade disruptions and geopolitical conflicts. Last week, economic managers also lowered the country's growth target from 6 to 7% to 6.5%. General Motors will no longer continue its robo-taxi business. Once a top priority, GM says it will no longer fund robo-taxi development, given the considerable time and resources needed to scale the business. The Detroit-based car company also cites an increasingly competitive robo-taxi market, which include Tesla, of tech billionaire Elon Musk, and China's Baidu. The largest U.S. automaker had invested more than $10 billion for its robo-taxi project since 2016. Developers at Birmingham University have come up with a turbine that they say is up to 7 times more efficient in energy production. And the fact that it was entirely designed by AI makes it even more impressive.
This wind turbine was designed entirely by artificial intelligence for a specific location. And that's why, according to its developers at the University of Birmingham, it's up to 7 times more efficient than a traditional turbine at low wind speeds in the city it's intended for.
So it is tailored to be optimally efficient for the specific city it's going to be operating in.
Dr. Kit Windles-Yule is the Director of Innovation at the university's College of Engineering and Physical Science.
The really exciting part of it is that every minute detail of the geometry of this wind turbine. Every twist, every edge, every bend, every angle has been tuned and tweaked by our EvoPhase AI to be as efficient as possible for the specific wind speeds and specific topography of Birmingham, UK, where we're based.
EvoPhase, a university incubator venture, specializes in AI prototyping. The AI was only told that the blades should point upwards. From that point onwards, conventional research and development was abandoned. The software then hones its design from thousands of variations. It was completed in just over a week. Windows Yule said the use of AI saves researchers years and millions of dollars in development. And he added that the energy it generates is enough to power an average European home.
This has the potential to be a real green energy revolution.
The team is now working on another design for the very different conditions in Edinburgh. They also want to apply AI-driven design to systems and machines in other sectors, such as catering and chemical manufacturing.
We're taking another breather. Up ahead, get to know who made it to the shortlist for Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Keep it here on Newsfeed at noon.
This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Rojas.
And I'm Erica Christensen.
Max Verstappen emerged victorious in the chaotic Qatar Grand Prix.
Now that we're here, we're in the finals, I really want to win a championship. I mean, I do hope it happens.
I'm just happy to be back on the court. You know, it took a while.
Eventually, I do want to go back again, probably my farewell competition.
The Scorecard, where sports is our business.
And business is our sports. On the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Hello, good morning. I'm Paul Del Rosario and welcome to Weather HQ. Today's headlines. Alert level 1 prevails over Taal volcano. In the last 24 hours, 2 volcanic tremors were also recorded. A group passionate with trees is pushing for reforestation and ecological integrity in eastern Visayas.
Anchored talaga in ecology, the need for us to reconnect with nature.
The country hosts this week's 4th meeting of the Board of Fund for Responding to Loss and Damage. Whatever the weather, here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
The latest news, national issues, the political scene, and conversations with prominent personalities. All these firsthand at the forefront.
It's still continuing with hearings on the EJ.
But we can recommend the filing of cases with the proper offices or agencies.
It is always victimizing the poor, so we will continue to go against corruption in the budget.
At the forefront with attorney Karen Jimeno, 8 a.m.
Hello and welcome to Follow the Money. I'm Rain Musngi. Join us as we explore the tools and insights you need to jumpstart your financial journey. The crypto market climbed over $800 billion. Tech giant Alibaba has announced plans to issue notes. Investors are anticipating a significant downward move for the cryptocurrency. Swift is adding a new chapter to her record-breaking year.
Follow the Money, 10:30 a.m.
Keep it here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Always on top.
Your newest source of news and information.
That's it?
Follows you everywhere, every day.
Wow.
Oh, man.
On cable and free TV. Online.
He joins us from the Batasan Comercial.
On mobile.
Simulan na natin ang agenda.
This is BNC, and we are everywhere.
Good morning, I'm Mai Rodriguez, and you're watching Basis Points, where we dive deep into the numbers and the stories that drive our economy and shape our world.
Stay ahead of the curve with the latest on financial dynamics.
Government officials are praising the recent move by the S&P Global. The Philippine stock market continues to plummet. The Philippine Economic Zone Authority is on track.
Join us as we delve into the evolving economic landscape. Mikey Oreta, Basis Points. 9:30 a.m. only on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Magandang gabi, ako si Corina Sanchez Rojas.
Magandang gabi, ako po si Pinky Webb.
Simulan na natin ang agenda.
Nasa radyo na, mapapanood, mapapakinggan.
94.7 FM.
Nahaharap ngayon ang Estados Unidos sa isa na namang 4 na taong Trump presidency.
Death squad rin yan. Binawi niya yung sinabi niya.
Ing masalimuot ang buwan ng Oktubre para sa ilang bilyonaryo. Sa bawat issue may anggulo at ang balita may agenda.
You're still watching Newsfeed at noon. As we reported earlier, President Bongbong Marcos honors overseas Filipinos and organizations at a ceremony in Malacanang. The Presidential Award for Filipino individuals and organizations overseas recognizes outstanding achievements, humanitarian efforts, and significant contributions by overseas Filipino and foreign individuals or organizations to Philippine development. There were 13 awardees this year.
Whenever I meet world leaders, they always speak highly of Filipinos. And we are truly proud to be Filipino and to be recognized for our contributions not only to our own country, but to humanity. I'm always delighted to hear inspiring stories from our kababayans and foreigners alike who are bridging cultures and fostering valuable relationships that benefit not just Filipinos, but also the members of their host countries. Today, we recognize the 13 honorees of the 2024 Presidential Awards for Filipino individuals and organizations overseas. Our awardees represent the very best of our people and bring immense pride to our country. Your accomplishments span various fields, and the noble works that you have done have enhanced the quality of life in your respective communities, both here and abroad. So on behalf of the entire nation, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all of the 2024 awardees.
Big day for college hoop fans as the UP Fighting Maroons and the De La Salle Green Archers resume finals action in the UAAP. Game 2 will tip off at 5:30 p.m. at the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay. UP is just a win away from the men's basketball title in season 87, and the Fighting Maroons are looking to get the job done once and for all, as they have yet to win a Game 2 in the finals after 4 attempts. But the defending champs La Salle are looking to push this championship showdown to a winner-take-all Game 3. It's that time of the year when Time Magazine recognizes the personalities who stood out and made headlines across the globe. It's Athlete of the Year, WNBA superstar Caitlin Clark. The 22-year-old had a stellar debut season with the Indiana Fever setting record after record. It's no surprise that she took home the Rookie of the Year award. As for CEO of the Year, Time picked Lisa Su of Advanced Micro Devices. She was recognized for her transformative leadership and how she capitalized on the AI boom to help the company's value surpass that of its rival, Intel. Later this week, we'll get to know Time's Person of the Year. The shortlist includes Kate Middleton, Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, and Elon Musk. Last year's honoree was Taylor Swift. And before we go, Munich's traditional Krampus Christmas parade returns, much to the delight and fright of pedestrians. Locals and tourists alike turned out to watch as the mythical character and other frightening creatures entertain crowds. Rooted in alpine folklore, Krampus is the companion of St. Nicholas and punishes badly behaved children while giving presents to the good ones. The Krampus parade began in 2004, but the tradition itself dates back more than 500 years in the Alpine region.
I think it's amazing. We absolutely love Germany and we're really excited to see this. First time, so yeah, really excited.
I am totally thrilled. Totally thrilled. This is good magic. Good, not bad magic. A magical day. A magical moment.
And those are the news this hour. I'm Mai Rodriguez. Keep it here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Good afternoon.